Hello, my name is Brittany Belk, and this is my visual essay for English 102 for Professor Adams. So, a brief summary is to fight for oppression, fight for rights, fight for equality. That's the brief one. The main purpose or key point that I received from reading and listening to Dr. King's letter to Birmingham was that injustice was being done to blacks and no one was understanding the turmoil or the amount of hurt it was causing. There was a great amount of unjust laws that needed to be dealt with. Point number 2, how relevant is the letter? Given today's time and everything that's going on, I feel the letter is both relevant and also not relevant. Reasons being, number 1, because we as African Americans are not in the exact same boat as Dr. King and other blacks were in the early 1900s through 1975. Number 2, theoretically speaking, we still deal with some racism. Maybe not as much as then, but it hasn't completely went away. And number 3, now while we are no longer being beaten physically, we are being beaten emotionally and mentally a lot still. It's not direct as it was then, but it's still here. And now it is not just fully directed towards African Americans. Now it's includes foreigners and all other type of races. So question number 3 on the thing says, name the social media platform that you are writing for. Now, I wasn't necessarily writing for a social media platform, but if I had to put one, I would choose to put it on somewhere for videos and stuff like that is listened to a lot, like Facebook, TikTok, or Instagram or something like that, maybe LinkedIn. My target audience, honestly, is the class, because I feel like this is something that is talked about more in school versus than it is just in everyday life, and anyone who takes interest in it. Number 4, explain why a visual essay is effective to convey the relevance to your chosen audience. So I chose to do a visual essay because I am way more comfortable speaking versus writing. I feel like I will be able to get my point across a lot smoother and understandable. That's just me. Now, number 5, the actual essay. I have 2 pages for my essay. So A, the relevance. The things that are happening then and some of the things happening today are the reason why this letter is both relevant and irrelevant. There are plenty of times rules have been unfair or unjust, except in today's world, it happens to be more than just for African Americans. Now I feel like all dark complected or any type of people that is not white or white Americans can, and have been done unjustly. One quote that they used is, "This weight has always meant never." That hung with me deeply, just because to think that Dr. King and others felt as if he would never or they would never be treated correctly or done right. That really makes me sad, me personally. And then another quote is, "Justice too long delayed is justice denied." And I definitely resonate with that one, because I feel like if you know something is wrong and it needs to be fixed, why continue it? That's what they tell us with our everyday lives. If you know something is going on wrong in your life, why would you continue to do it? You should just fix it, right? So justice too long delayed is justice denied. That's might as well saying, we're not going to fix this. This is how it's going to be. So B, explain how and when you release the video essay and why. Okay, so I feel like this visual essay would be great to be released around or during Juneteenth or during Black History Month. Reason being is because those are the only 2 times in America, now I'm 30, that I have witnessed that there will be remembrance or accepting of all things dealing with Black people or any Black history. Other than that, our history or stuff like that is really not talked about or not seeming to be out there. I feel like those are the two main focus times, so I will release them during that time. This visual essay will be good for Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok as well. Restating one quote from the letter that makes me feel like that. Oppressed people cannot always remain oppressed forever. So with social media, it kind of gives you like a different way to reach people and engage, That's a way to not remain oppressed forever. That's one of the ways, like, to me, that's how I feel, dog. That's a way to not remain oppressed. You can actually start speaking out and actually let people know how you feel and get it out there for other people to read and agree with or disagree with if they choose to do that, which brings us to C, which is, what if somebody starts trolling? So if someone has to troll my post about this, if I was to post this on social media, I would just comment back like Dr. King did in a letter. So I would just say, I am compelled to carry the gospel of freedom beyond my particular hometown. Like Paul, I must constantly respond to the misdoing call for aid. And I will leave it at that. And if they have any sense of like being able to look up stuff or something like that, they can look that quote up that I commented back on there, because when you comment on stuff on social media, it is left up there. People can see it, they can look it up. And they can, take whatever they take. But I will leave it at that, because one thing about Dr. King, he was very patient and he was a kind man. And not only that, he wanted things to be nonviolent and peaceful. And I am a non-confrontational person as well, so I would not try to like fight with anyone or be nasty with anyone or anything like that, like argue back with commenters and stuff like that. I definitely would not take that route. I would just leave my comment as that, and I'm going to read it again. I am too compelled to carry the gospel of freedom beyond my particular hometown. Like Paul, I must constantly respond to the Macedonian call for help, or for aid, to the Macedonian call for aid. And I would just leave it at that. And I would allow peaceful, comments and stuff up under my post, whether you agree with it or not. I would not try to, I wouldn't be very defensive or nothing like that. I wouldn't. I would just let it be what it is. But that is my explanation for this Dr. Key's letter to Birmingham.